Hello, everyone. And today we are going to be starting a second book that we're going to be doing at the same time as in 1984. I think I'm going to be doing alternating reviews, like one chapter of this book, next chapter 1984, like on a maybe bi-weekly, weekly. I don't know. Whenever I have time though. So this book is called Beggar's Pardon, and Beggar's Pardon, a Lady Marmalade mystery, and it's the first, I believe, book in the. There's a bunch of Lady Marmalade mystery books, but this is the first one in the series, I believe, and it's by a South African author named Jason Blacker, and as the name suggests, it's a mystery book. So, I want to be like trying to like solve the mystery as we go, or like see if I can like hang on to the clues that are being dropped here and there everywhere as we're reading through the different chapters. I don't think it's a very long book. There's around like 350 pages more or less. And but the print's a little big, so yeah, there's not too many chapters either. I don't think. Around like 20 or so, 20 25, I think. Well, around that, but it's not too long. So, depending on how long each chapter is, I might do like two chapters in one video. But for the first one, just like kind of introducing what book it's gonna be, and even though the first chapter was short, we're just gonna go through the exposition that was dropped in this first chapter. I read it a couple days ago, but I took notes so I remember what I was talking about. But I want to first read the back of the book, the synopsis, kind of. If I make mistakes, it's because I can't really read the font that well. It's like some circles, and also I'm not wearing my glasses. Anyways, Beggar's Pardon is the first novel-length Lady Marmalade mystery. Lady Marmalade is traveling through up to Puddle's End to visit an old school friend, Florence Hudnall. She's heading up to share her famous marmalade recipe with her and to enjoy some much relaxed time. While in Puddle's End, Lady Marmalade and Florence are invited to one of Florence's friends' homes for dinner. Guinea Forsyth, I think it says. Guinea Forsyth is a sweet and caring woman with a big heart and a kind spirit. So, it comes to it comes as a terrible shock when Guinea is found murdered in her greenhouse the very next day. Oh, she's murdered in her greenhouse the very next day. And to make matters worse, just as Lady Marmalade is about to solve Guinea's murder, her philandering cad of a husband, Jack, is found dead late at night in the Liverpool docks. So this is in England, I believe. Could the two murders be related? Join Lady Marmalade as she tries to solve both murders. Wow. Sorry, I was blocking the mic with the book. So join Lady Marmalade as she tries to solve both murders while battling the arrogant incompetence of local constabulary. I'm not sure. This font is a little hard to read. The inside, like the book's font, is normal though. It's just the back of the book. While trying to unravel the mess of the Forsyth's lives, from stolen gold, opium dens, and dark secrets comes a tale of something intrigue. I can't read that word. It's like astonishing. Whoops. Astonishing intrigue, the likes of which Lady Marmalade has never before encountered. Yeah. So I originally thought Guinea was the maid. I read the first chapter. I thought Guinea was the maid, but I guess She's the friend. And I thought maybe it's like nicknames, but I thought the husband's name was Eric. Then Lady Marmalade's name is Frances. So, well, basically those are the characters that were introduced in the first chapter. And so Guinea, wait, maybe it's two different characters cuz in the book Guinea is spelled with a Y, is Ginny, but on the back of the book it's Ginnie. So potentially it's two different Guineas. But anyways, the main characters that were introduced are Eric and Frances Marmalade. So I suppose Eric is gonna be um dead soon. And I'm not quite sure if Marmalade is what's it called? If Marmalade is their actual last name, because it says that it was a name that was kind of given based on the family's like heritage of making marmalade and what they were famous for. So I'm not sure if it came before or after, if it's like just a nickname given to that whole family because they love making marmalade. So yeah, so there's Eric Marmalade and Frances Marmalade. Frances being Lady Marmalade. Then Guinea, who I believe is the maid, Guinea with a Y. And I don't know too much yet about their personalities, but based on what happens in the first chapter, they're sitting at a table talking, and they seem to be like a couple that loves marmalade. Well, of course that. And then they discuss world events and politics. So just to give like a idea of the setting that we're in, they're discussing the end of the Spanish Civil War, and I believe this story takes place like sometime in the 1930s, because I think it's in 1939. There's something happening there. But yeah, they seem to. It was the 2nd of April 1939. And it's a month before their 36th wedding anniversary. So that's just the setting. So they're a happy old couple, I believe around their 60s, because it gave the date of birth or like the year of birth of one of them. Can't really remember, but it was like not. Yeah, he's 61 years old. The husband, he's 61 years old. It's not super important information, I don't think, but yeah. So they're 60s, probably like the type of old couple that you just like see around walking together in the block, and they seem to have a good relationship. They seem happy, celebrating 36 years, and yeah. So they talk about world events. I guess maybe it's a product of maybe it's them being a product of their time in like the 30s. What else would they be doing? Maybe like playing like dominoes or cards together. But yeah, they're talking about world events together. Maybe it was like something common for people at the time to do, like at the dinner table. And another thing is the theme of marmalade. I'm wondering if that's going to be important in the book later on, like her being named Lady Marmalade and having a whole series about her. Is there going to be an importance to the theme of marmalade, or is it just going to be like a cameo that pops up every once in a while, which she is named after? And then yeah, so a Lady Marmalade, sorry, I'm looking at my notes, visiting Florence Hudnall. Florence Hudnall. And then also it was mentioned that I think Eric, her husband, has to come to terms with Declan, who is their son. And I guess that's the first mystery for me to find out. I have there's no foreshadowing really yet, because it's only the first chapter. It was like 4, 5, 6 pages long. And I guess something happened to Declan, who is their first son. And I wonder, do they have other children? Are they going to be important in the story? And is it that maybe Declan died? Maybe he had an accident? Maybe they had a falling out recently? So, wait, let me just try finding where I'm talking about quickly. Yeah, so the last paragraph, and sorry if this video is a little unorganized. Once once the story gets like, once the plot thickens, I'll have more to talk about. Yeah, and I don't want to like go into like too much because I don't want this video to be super long as an introductory. But this is the last paragraph. The two of them sat quietly in each other's company, conversation bubbling up and then quieting down. After many years of marriage, the company was more important than the conversation, though they still had many things to share and talk about. Oh, although there was one area Frances wanted to speak with her husband about, and that concerned their firstborn, Declan. It was a difficult topic that they had wrestled with before. Frances wanted to try and help Eric come to terms with it, but it wasn't the time now. But now wasn't the time. So yeah, that's all that's said about the son. So I hope in chapter 2 the details are dropped. So basically the important parts is that Frances Marmalade, Lady Marmalade, is heading up to Aberdeen to see her friend Florence Hudnall. And there's Guinea the maid, and I guess based on the back of the book, unless it's unless it's the same character, there's another person named Guinea, who is the first one to be murdered. And we'll see what happens from there, but yeah, this is basically just an introduction into the next book that I will be doing a review of. Once again, the book is by Jason Blacker. If you're liking these reviews of this book as well, check him out. He has many other books in his catalog, different categories as well. But I wanted to start with this mystery book, being the first one in the Lady Marmalade series. And yeah, if you liked it, leave a comment. If you have any other suggestions of other books I should do after I'm done these two, comment down below. And on the other videos, in case I don't see it on this one. Yeah, that's about it.